One of the most common responses I get when someone learns that I've had a hysterectomy in my 20s is, "Oh my goodness, but you're so young." So I thought I'd let you in on my thought process behind this life-changing decision. Hey y'all, it's Morgan, and just over a year ago I had a hysterectomy. And I know there are lots of you out there going through similar situations and making these types of decisions, or in the situation where you are thinking about making this type of decision. And this video is for you. And remember, everybody's different, every situation is different, everybody's path to this decision is different, and ultimately, you know what's best for your body, and you can choose what's best for your life. This is just some insight into what went into my own decision. So let's start by taking a look at my health at the time. For about 2 years prior to my surgery, my health was continuously declining and I was getting sicker and sicker. My life was pretty much taken over by pain, and I was losing a lot of weight, just kind of withering away mentally and physically. I couldn't leave the house, and I couldn't do much of anything other than lay on the couch and just kind of hope the pain and nausea and stuff that I was dealing with would go away. And it didn't. I have a more in-depth video about all of the symptoms I was experiencing, and I'll link that down below. But for the sake of time in this video, let's just say my pain and sickness was the entirety of my life. For multiple reasons, I suspected that my symptoms and issues were related to my uterus and or other parts of my reproductive system, and I found an endometriosis specialist that agreed with me. At that point, the only imaging that I had done was a transvaginal ultrasound, which came back clear, but for the conditions that we suspected, which were endometriosis and adenomyosis, it's pretty common for imaging to come back clear. So my doctor gave me 3 options. Option 1 was try medicine intervention and maybe change birth control. Option 2 was to look inside laparoscopically and remove any adhesions or endometriosis that might be present. And then option 3 was to go inside laparoscopically, remove any adhesions, endometriosis, and remove my uterus. For me, the choice was easy. I wanted the best chance at getting rid of my symptoms and hopefully not doing another surgery soon, so I chose option 3. My life was practically unlivable, and I couldn't imagine continuing on in the condition that I was in for longer than I had to. I didn't want to try option 1, which was medicine, because I already was dealing with daily nausea and vomiting and could barely keep anything down, so that wasn't really going to work for me. And then I was pretty meh about option 2, because if my uterus was the problem, like we suspected, then only going in for adhesions or endometriosis might be partially helpful or might not help at all, so there seemed an increased likelihood that I would have to have another surgery to try to help the symptoms. I felt like option 3 was the best chance for me to get my life back and hopefully get to the root of the problem. No, I didn't know definitively that my uterus was the problem, but my suspicion was strong enough that I was really confident with this decision. Also, biological kids was just something that I didn't want for myself, and even before I got sick, I had tried to talk to a doctor about getting my tubes tied, which was quickly met with the, "You're too young, we'll talk about it again when you're 30. I understand option 3 might be difficult for some people, especially if they planned on having children, but that was just not the case for me. I was ready to kick that uterus out and get my life back. Also, small bonus, no more periods and no hormonal birth control. I'm very grateful that I found a doctor that laid out my options for me and let me choose what was best for me, because I know not every doctor is willing to offer a 20-something-year-old a hysterectomy. But if you're sick and in pain and your doctor is refusing to give you the option of a hysterectomy just because of your age, please find a new doctor. You deserve proper treatment and autonomy over your body and life. Like, someone shouldn't be deciding that for you. Also, I just want to say, it's okay if you're sick like this and you choose not to go the hysterectomy route and choose options 1 or 2 because that might work best for your life, and you might want to try to hold out and have kids or whatever. Like, it's perfectly okay if you choose the other options. It's what's best for you. The common argument for why doctors don't want to do hysterectomies on women in their 20s or even 30s is because they'll regret it one day. So in my next video, I'm going to tell you the honest truth about how I feel 1 year post-op from my surgery and if I regret it. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And in the meantime, you can check out my hysterectomy playlist if you're interested in my surgery, pathology, recovery so far. It's all there. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you again soon in the next video. Bye!